Brazilian ambassador to Nigeria, Carlos, highlighted the potential and immediate commencement of flight services, stating that it would spark significant economic growth between both countries. Subsequently, the aviation minister, while expressing appreciation for the ambassador's visit, echoed that the flight would not only impact economic growth but also strengthen cultural and social exchanges, noting that two Nigerian airlines, Airspace and Coverton, have been designated to operate on the route. The Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has withdrawn its recent issued press statement regarding the operations of the satellite internet service provider Starlink. Recall Starlink had a price hike that is said to affect both existing and new customers and has led the NCC to announce its intention to sanction Starlink for increasing its subscription prices in Nigeria without regulatory approval. However, in a brief message addressed to media outlets earlier today, NCC acknowledged that the statement was released in error, urging editors and journalists to retract and any related publications. Now, the House of Representatives has initiated steps to increase the funding of the National Orientation Agency (NOA) to enhance its service delivery. The House resolution followed the adoption of a motion on need to review the budgetary allocation of the National Orientation Agency of Nigeria for improved citizens' orientation, moved by the member representing Agege Federal Constituency, Lagos State, Adewale Ahmed. Speaking on the motion today, Ahmed emphasized the important role that NOA plays in the reorientation of citizens towards national values and in promoting unity and patriotism. The lawmaker, however, expressed concern over the agency's inadequate funding, stressing that more needs to be done to empower the NOA to effectively serve Nigerians. And now, the head of Civil Service of the Federation, D.D. Wilson Jack, has reintroduced the Civil Service Anthem for workers in the Federal Civil Service. According to Wilson Jack, the anthem aims to encourage civil servants and drive reforms in the service. Recall that the anthem was initially introduced in 2018. Speaking at a meeting with media executives in Abuja, according to a transcript released today, the head of service stressed the need for the civil service to deliver on the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. Now, the Ekiti State Governor, Adamimogo Oyebanji, has said the leadership problems in Nigeria stems from the ethno-religious and geopolitical consideration by electorate, stressing that Nigerians gamble with leadership selection by what he described as a trial and error system. The governor articulated this today at the 11th annual public lecture of the Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria, titled Leadership in Nigeria and its impact on the next generation, where he spoke as the chairman of the occasion held at the church headquarters in Yaba, Lagos. According to him, there is no doubt that a major problem with leadership recruitment in Nigeria is that people sometimes just find themselves in leadership position without the right aptitude and attitude, and for long, Nigerians continue to gamble with leadership selection through a try-by-error system. He added that sometimes Nigerians look for folk heroes or messiahs. At other times, they select leaders on the basis of geopolitics and religion. Aspirant in Ekiti State, Otumba Peter Obafemi, has criticized Governor Biodo Yebanji, accusing him of prioritizing his bid for a second term over governance. Speaking during a meeting with members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Obafemi stated that while Ekiti has immense potential, the state's opportunities have been squandered due to the lack of focus from Oyebanji and his predecessors. Obafemi further expressed disappointment in the state's financial condition, noting that despite APC's control over Ekiti for more than 5 years, the state struggles to pay salaries or execute major projects without relying heavily on federal allocations. He also challenged Governor Oyebanji to provide a detailed account of how security votes have been spent, as insecurity remains a significant concern in the state. In Rivers State, the state government has set up a judiciary of inquiry into the arson, killings, and other forms of violence that occurred in the state yesterday. The move was after Ekwere, Eleme, and Omoa local council secretariats were set ablaze following the withdrawal of the police officers securing the 23 council secretariat by the Commissioner of Police, IGP Kadi Agbetokun. Following the attack, the River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara vowed to take decisive action against those responsible for setting ablaze the 3 local government secretariats. He pledged that the incident, unlike previous cases, would not be ignored, as his administration would collaborate with security agencies to identify the perpetrators and hold them accountable. A statement by the Office of the Secretary to the River State Government, Dr. Tami Danagogo, today said the setting up of the Judicial Committee is pursuant to Section 2, Subsection 1 of the Commissions of Inquiry Laws of River State of
power, so it's power tussle between the major gladiators in the state. The essence of having federalism is a good thing, but the abuse of it is the problem that we're having in Nigeria today. I think it's high time the police, as a body, should just speak to themselves. You are Nigerians. You don't belong to any political party. If your guy is doing one thing or the other, be friendly with the people out there. They are supposed to loyal to the country.
Similarly, Abiodun called on the judicial arm of government to be free and fair while carrying out their duties, as they are important in achieving a good governance in the country. Now, a federal high court in Abuja has returned Julius Abure as the national chairman of the Labour Party LP today. The court declared that the 2024 Labour Party National Convention held in Nnewi, which re-elected Abure, is valid, stating that the convention was in line with all laid-down laws in Nigeria. This was contained in a statement issued by the party's National Publicity Secretary, Obiora Ifo. Recall that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had announced that it did not recognize Abure as the national chairman of the party, arguing that the Abure-led LP leadership was invalid, and further stating that the March 2024 National Convention that re-elected Abure as the chairman violated both the Nigerian Constitution and the Electoral Act. However, the statement maintained that Justice Emeka Nweti, while delivering the judgment, compelled INEC to grant due recognition to all privileges to the Labour Party's National Working Committee led by Abure. A Nigerian lecturer based in the United States, Professor Emeka Inagolu, yesterday described the 2009 scrapping of history from the primary and secondary school curriculum as a bad idea. The Don who taught African history at Oyo Wesleyan raised concern that failure to allow the younger generation to learn about their ancestry and the reconstruction of past events could induce a form of amnesia in the society. Aniogolu voiced his concern in Abuja at the relaunch of a book, a historiographic of Igbo people written to correct some misconceptions. The professor also stated that it is a known fact that most youngsters being recruited as freedom fighters of the proscribed group Indigenous People of Biafra were neither born during the Nigerian Civil War nor familiar with its account. A human rights group, Center for Democracy and Human Rights, that CDEHO, has urged President Bola Tinubu to look at the antecedent of erstwhile head of Intelligence Response Team, IRT, of the Nigerian Police Force, Abba Kyari, and free him from his prolonged detention. Recall Kyari has been in detention over alleged drug deals, an allegation he has denied. He is currently facing trial at the Federal High Court in Abuja over charges brought against him by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. CDEHO, in a statement issued by its national coordinator, Aziz Folusho, lauded Kyari for his exploits against kidnappers and terrorists, especially the of bank robbers who he led his team to arrest some years ago. The robbers were recently sentenced to death. of a bank robbery occurred in Kwara State on April 5th, 2018, claiming 31 lives altogether, and is the deadliest robbery incident in Nigerian history. According to the statement, the arrest, prosecution, and sentencing of deaths of the 5 of our robbery gang would have been a mirage without the absolute commitment, uncommon ingenuity, and supersonic intelligence of the Nigerian Super Cop Abba Kyari, who's currently incarcerated on trump-up charges. You're still listening to News Express at Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ido-Ekiti. Still to come, business, foreign, entertainment, and sports news. Please stay with us.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes, right at Oladoyin Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido-Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your event on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for a talk. Simply visit us at Oladoyin Palace, Ido-Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803-526-5812 or 0916-340-0878 or 0806-511-4430. You can also call 0806-380-8891. Adamimogo Event Hall. We are waiting for your patronage.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us again. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook via Adamimogo 107.7 FM. For happenings around you or news inquiries, please contact our newsroom on 0811-801-8242. Now to the rest of the news. On business news, CBN reassures Nigerians on bank stability. Ayomide Surulere is standing by.
Good evening and welcome to Business Updates. The Central Bank of Nigeria has emphasized its commitment to the stability of the country's financial system, highlighting that regular stress tests are conducted to identify potential vulnerabilities in banks. This was revealed in a press release by the CBN's Acting Director of Corporate Communications, Mrs. Hakama Sidi Ali, today. According to the statements, CBN recognizes the crucial role that confidence plays in banking operations and wants to affirm that all deposits in Nigeria by banks are secure. Also, the statement stressed that the bank's continuous stress testing of financial institutions is aimed at maintaining the resilience of Nigeria's banking sector. In addition, the statement noted that the CBN has implemented early warning systems that proactively detect and address emerging risks, allowing us to provide timely solutions to any foreseen issues. Still on business news, the federal government has issued a fresh deadline of September 2025 to Julius Berger to complete the 280 billion naira Bodo Boni Road currently under construction in Rivers State. This came as President Bola Tinubu approved a fixed contract sum to Julius Berger after it was previewed upwards to facilitate the road's early completion. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, disclosed this during an inspection of ongoing federal road projects in Rivers State yesterday, adding that he would return for 2 more inspections before the end of 2024 to monitor the work being done and to ensure the contractor honors agreement. According to Umahi, the approval was given after negotiations with the contractor, who insisted on the said sum to enable it to complete the job and urged the companies to ensure it adhere to the project specification. And that's all on business updates. My name is Ayomide Surulere.
Many thanks, Ayomide. On the foreign scene, Harris vows not to meet Putin if Ukraine is not represented. Joel Ogwe has this and more.
On foreign news, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has said that she would not meet with the Russian leader Vladimir Putin for peace talks if elected as president. While speaking in a televised interview today, the Democratic candidate for the U.S. election maintained that she would not meet one-on-one with Putin to negotiate an end to war if Ukraine is not fully represented by having its independent sovereignty. Harris also reiterated her criticism of Republican rival Donald Trump's policies on Ukraine, describing describing them as a surrender to the invasion Moscow launched in February 2022. Recall that during the presidential debate, Trump said he had exciting plans to end Ukraine-Russia war if elected as president, claiming that the war would have never started if he had won the 2020 election. Still on foreign news, French authorities have ordered Omar bin Laden, a son of slain Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, to leave the country. The announcement was made today by the new Interior Minister Bruno Retailleau, following a controversial post made by the jihadist son on his social network. In a statement by the minister, he maintained that Omar posted comments on his social media in 2023 advocating terrorism. Bruno Retailleau also revealed he had signed off a ban preventing Omar bin Laden returning to France for any reason. Speaking further, he added that the courts have confirmed the legality of the decision taken in the interest of national security. Recall that Omar, 43, born in Saudi Arabia, had lived most of his life in the department of Oni in Normandy, northwest of France. And that is all on foreign news. I am Joel Ubwe.
Thank you, Joel. On entertainment news, Adamimogo reveals missing speed darlington held in police custody. Success. Ariola is standing by.
Good evening and welcome to Entertainment News. A popular activist and lawyer, Deji Adeyonju, has confirmed that singer and social media sensation Darlington Okoye, aka Speed Darlington, said to be missing, is being detained by the Nigerian police force in Abuja. The activist revealed this on his X handle, claiming that the arrest was made last Friday and subsequently transferred to Abuja based on a formal complaint from Grammy Award-winning artist Burna Boy. Recall a social media influencer, Constance Nwogu, raised an alarm regarding the alleged disappearance of Speed Darlington. She expressed concern over the artist's whereabouts, noting that he has been unreachable for 3 days. Subsequently, Nwogu assured followers that updates would be provided as new information becomes available. Meanwhile, the police is yet to release any information. Still on Showbiz World, Funke Akindele has taken to social media to encourage fans to spread love and kindness. She emphasized the power of words and creating a supportive community. Akindele reminded fans that words can break or make, urging them to lift each other up with love and encouragement. She encouraged kindness, ignoring negativity, and shining their light. Fans have since praised her message, expressing agreement and sharing thoughts. The outpouring reflects Akindele's influence and fans' commitment to spreading positivity. And that's all on the entertainment news. My name is Success Ariola.
Thank you, Success. In the world of sport, Lobby Stars defends disengagement of Eugene Agagbe as head coach. Olamilekan Aduloju is standing by.
On sports news this evening, board chairman Philip Nongu justified the decision, citing Agagbe's failure to meet targets set by the board. Nongu emphasized that the board gave him a clear target, but he could not deliver, and with the club's performance deteriorating, the board had to make a change. According to him, the decision comes after a thorough assessment of the team performance under Agagbe's leadership. Meanwhile, the club has appointed a replacement, former Super Eagles forward Daniel Amokachi. Amokachi's appointment aims to revitalize the team performance and achieve better results with confidence in his ability to turn things around. Still on sports, it should be noted that the first leg takes place at the Goswe Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo on Friday, while the return match scheduled for Benina 4 days later. Consequently, the former AS Monaco striker believes Nigeria have the talent to dominate Libya, but warned that the Mediterranean Knights could pose a serious threat if not respected. In the absence of Victor Osimhen, Boniface will also again lead the attack for Nigeria despite still searching for his first competitive goal for the former AFCON Championship. Subsequently, Ikpeba affirmed the potentials of Bayer Leverkusen's Victor Boniface for the Super Eagles in the upcoming matches. That's all on Sport News. I'm Olamilekan Aduloju.
Many thanks, Leikon. And with this sports series, we end this edition of News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Ido-Ekiti. Before we go, the highlights again. We told you that the federal government has inaugurated the National Task Force, NTF, on the European Union Deforestation Regulation. We also brought it to you that the Ekiti State Governor, Oladoyin Aiyebgusi, has said the leadership problem in Nigeria stems from the ethno-religious and geopolitical considerations by electorate stressing that Nigerians gamble with leadership selection by what he described as a trial and error system. We did inform you that the Rivers State government has set up a judicial inquiry into the arson, killings and other forms of violence that occurred in the state yesterday. Finally, we brought it to you that the Federal High Court in Abuja has today returned Julius Abure as the national chairman of the Labour Party. And that's News Express this evening on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Ido Ekiti, and Olojudo's Palace. On behalf of our production crew,